Imagine this, a small African nation standing firm against the world's most powerful country. Burkina Faso, led by the young and fearless Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has just rejected a request from U.S. President Donald Trump to take in deportees from America. The government called the proposal indecent and a pressure tactic. They said, Burkina Faso is a land of dignity, a destination, not a place of expulsion. What does this mean for Africa, for the United States, and for a new world order rising from the Sahel? Stay tuned, because this story is not just about migration. It's about sovereignty, respect, and the rebirth of African pride. As part of President Trump's new immigration drive, Washington launched a plan to send thousands of undocumented migrants back to Africa. Some are Africans, some are not, but the U.S. wanted to send them to African soil under so-called third country agreements. Since July 2025, more than 40 deportees have been sent to countries like Ghana, Rwanda, and South Sudan, often with financial incentives. But this time, Trump's team reached out to Burkina Faso. They wanted Traoré's government to accept a new batch of deportees, including people with no ties to Burkina Faso. In return, they hinted at money, partnerships, and aid. Burkina Faso's answer? A clear and thunderous no. In a televised address, Foreign Minister Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré declared, "This proposal is indecent. It undermines our dignity. Burkina Faso is not a dumping ground." The government accused Washington of using visa blackmail. After the U.S. Embassy suspended its visa services in Ouagadougou and redirected them to neighboring Togo. For Burkina Faso, that was proof of pressure tactics, a form of modern-day colonial intimidation. Yet even under that pressure, they stood firm. Burkina Faso is a land of dignity, they said, a land of destination, not of expulsion. In that single sentence, a new chapter of African defiance was written. Why did Burkina Faso say no? There are four powerful reasons, and each reveals something bigger than politics. First, sovereignty. Accepting deportees under U.S. orders would have signaled submission. It would mean that foreign powers can still dictate who enters African borders. Traoré's government said, never again. Second, capacity. Burkina Faso is already battling terrorism, economic hardship, and internal displacement. How could it responsibly absorb strangers sent from the other side of the world? Third, precedent. If Burkina Faso accepted, others would follow, and soon Africa would become the world's convenient dumping site. This was a stand to break that pattern. Fourth, dignity. Burkina Faso wants to be known as a place where Africans come to build, not to be discarded. A place of purpose, not punishment. And that's why Traoré's rejection hit the world like a lightning bolt. It wasn't just a diplomatic note, it was a declaration of independence. Again. Why did Burkina Faso say no? There are four powerful reasons, and each reveals something bigger than politics. First, sovereignty. Accepting deportees under U.S. orders would have signaled submission. It would mean that foreign powers can still dictate who enters African borders. Traoré's government said, never again. Second, capacity. Burkina Faso is already battling terrorism, economic hardship, and internal displacement. How could it responsibly absorb strangers sent from the other side of the world? Third, precedent. If Burkina Faso accepted, others would follow, and soon Africa would become the world's convenient dumping site. This was a stand to break that pattern. Fourth, dignity. Burkina Faso wants to be known as a place where Africans come to build, not to be discarded. A place of purpose, not punishment. And that's why Traoré's rejection hit the world like a lightning bolt. It wasn't just a diplomatic note, it was a declaration of independence. Again. Across Africa, the reaction has been electric. From Bamako to Accra, from Niamey to Windhoek. People are asking, can we all start saying no too? Burkina Faso's defiance could inspire a continental awakening, where African nations cooperate not out of fear, but pride. Some governments may quietly support Traoré's move, while others, especially those tied to Western aid, may stay silent. But in African streets, the people know. They see this not as a rejection of America, but as a reclamation of African voice. And globally, journalists, analysts, and activists are now debating, is this the dawn of a new Africa that negotiates from power, not from poverty? Of course, not everyone agrees with Burkina Faso's move. Critics say deportees deserve safe haven somewhere, and that refusing them may seem heartless. Others argue that Traoré's own government faces accusations of human rights abuses, so claiming moral high ground is complicated. There's also concern that this defiance might isolate Burkina Faso diplomatically or push it further toward alliances with nations like Russia and China. But supporters respond with one simple question. If dignity is for sale, what is left of freedom? To them, this was not about politics. It was about principle. Of course, not everyone agrees with Burkina Faso's move. Critics say deportees deserve safe haven somewhere, and that refusing them may seem heartless. Others argue that Traoré's own government faces accusations of human rights abuses, so claiming moral high ground is complicated. There's also concern that this defiance might isolate Burkina Faso diplomatically, or push it further toward alliances with nations like Russia and China. But supporters respond with one simple question. If dignity is for sale, what is left of freedom? To them, this was not about politics. It was about principle. What began as a single diplomatic request has become a symbol of global resistance, a story of courage, a story of principle, a story of Africa refusing to kneel. Burkina Faso's message is clear. We are not for sale. We are not your landfill. We are not your forgotten corner. We are a land of dignity, and dignity does not negotiate. So what about you? Do you think Burkina Faso did the right thing? Would your country have done the same? Tell us in the comments and let the world know that the age of silent obedience is over. If you believe in this message, hit like, share this video, and subscribe. Because the world is changing, and this is just the beginning.
Yes, here we are. Welcome and greetings, all of you, my dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, fellow Africans here on the continent, and to you who are in the diaspora. As you heard, it's true, Burkina Faso has rejected a U.S. proposal to accept migrants deported under Donald Trump's renewed immigration crackdown, which involves sending migrants to third countries with which they have no ties. Foreign Minister Karamok Jean-Marie Traoré called the offer incident and contrary to the principle of dignity, saying Burkina Faso is a land of dignity, a destination, not a place of expansion. His comments followed the U.S. Embassy in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, suspending most visa services and directing Burkinabe applicants to Togo. Is this a way to put pressure on Burkina Faso? Is this blackmail? Whatever it is, Burkina Faso is a place of dignity, not a place of expansion, Traoré added. Countries like Ghana, Rwanda, Uganda, Eswatini, and South Sudan have already agreed to accept U.S. deportees. My dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, let me ask you, how sure are we as Africans that these deportees are not spies? How sure are we? And why these people are not being exported to China? Why are being exported to Africa? Why America is looking Africa as a dumping place where those people who maybe are not wanted in America are supposed to live in Africa. So for me, Traoré to reject and to say no, it's okay for me. And I wish even these countries that have accepted, country of Ghana, Rwanda, Uganda, Eswatini, and South Sudan, they have also to reject it. So how can you accept? And I'm not sure but about these people. Yes, we can say these are immigrants. These are prisoners. How sure are we? How sure are we? Right now, what I see, my dear lovely family, America is speeding spies across the continent of Africa. These are not deportees or normal citizens. These are spies. And I'm sure these people are going to suffer. These countries that have accepted are going to suffer. Because there's no, if these people, they have their own countries, why don't US send them to their own countries? If they came from Uganda, it means they have relatives. Send them to Uganda. If they came from Ghana, let us send them back to Ghana because they have relatives there. Why you want to take someone from Southern America to Africa? For what? Why don't you take them back to their home country? And why they're looking Africa as expulsion land, where you can go and dump your people that you don't need. If we are not careful, we are going to be spied. And one thing that also creates a lot of questions, almost 4 months ago, if not 5 months ago, it's US through General Hang accused Captain Ibrahim Traoré for using gold reserve to protect himself. So what today US has seen within Captain Ibrahim Traoré, that this man now is a good man, he can keep these deportees, he can serve them and protect them. If Captain Ibrahim Traoré is using gold reserve to protect himself and not for the interest of citizens of Burkina Faso, how can the same man wait for those or support those deportees? So you can see it is difficult. It is difficult. But what right now US is trying to do is trying to send these spies. These are not normal people. So I wish Rwanda, Ghana, Uganda, Eswatini to be careful. We love our brothers and sisters from US, from diaspora to come back home. We don't need these deportees. We want our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to come back home. If US love Africa, why don't US give access and allow fellow Africans, brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora to come back home and to stay in Africa? Why US want to take those deportees to us? You remember, US did the same to Uganda, to those who came from Afghanistan. Till today, we don't know where are they. You remember, go and do your own research, do researches on different platforms. You remember, Uganda accepted deportees from Afghanistan. Till today, we don't know where they are. So today we see things happening in Democratic Republic of Congo. How sure are we that those who are fighting there are not these people who are being taken and dumped to Africa? So sometimes we have seen these jihadists, and we have seen jihadists with drones, and we ask ourselves, who is training them? How sure are we these people who are being deported to Africa? After a certain time, they being open and they went to destabilize our countries, our continent. So Africans, we need to wake up. Can America accept prisoners from Africa? That's the question. Can America accept prisoners or deportees from African countries and hosting them? That's the question. But America are taking our people who are so bright, intelligent. If you are intelligent, you are innovator, America accept you. But if you have nothing, America cannot accept you. So, brothers and sisters, my dear lovely family, I'm just commenting on this matter. I want to hear also views from different Africans. Some are saying Burkina Faso's dignified stance is a beacon of hope. Rejecting the US proposal to accept deported migrants is a bold assertion of sovereignty and humanity. Minister Jean-Marie Traoré's words resonate deeply, a land of dignity, not a place of expansion. We commend Burkina Faso for upholding the principles of dignity and human rights. This decision sends a powerful message to the international community. African nations will not be treated as a dumping ground, dignity not for sale. Junior Jana said, who dare have the ability to convince me that these so-called democratically elected leaders are better than these visionary Pan-African military presidents? Don't those are just for Jana Jr. Also, we have Wafa Coxt. She said, of course, that I'm not sure if she's a woman or is a man, because he used image of women. But let assume she is a woman. She said, don't these deportees have their home country of origin? Why not deported them to their homes? Why should they be dumped in Africa? Those are questions that we need to ask as Africans. Thank you, the land of man of integrity. Thank you, Burkinabe. This Mungwa Eric also commented. Mabuzan Mandreti. I'm tending to believe that amongst the deportees, there are spies to milk out information for CIA. Just look at the countries selected for destination. You see, of course, he has the same idea with me, that these people who are whom they call deportees, many of them are spies. Let us be realistic. Let us speak the truth. Because I'm sure America is not crazy to send people without benefits. No. I want to give you one example. My dear lovely family, I'm living in one of the countries of Africa. When I was at high school, I saw teachers from America teaching physics and chemistry, something like that. Those teachers are not typical teachers. They know nothing, but they came as teachers. But at that time, I didn't understand what is going on. They came as to support, and of course, not only US. There's something called JICA. You know, JICA, KOICA. Those countries, JICA is from Japan, KOICA is from Korea, and of course, I have seen even other countries sending teachers, whom they call teachers. They came to schools to study to teach people. They go to villages. They teach African students. I'm among of those who are taught by those teachers. But my brothers and sisters, they know nothing. And when I grown up, I understand that these people are not coming to our motherland, to our countries, to teach us or to support African education. They are coming to spy. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So, and what you see here, in the front in front, what we call in front line, or in front end, to those who are doing programming, we have front end, the thing that you see, and also we have back end, where operations are being conducted. If you have idea of computer programming, because I have started computer programming almost 10 years ago. I was doing coding, but right now I'm not doing so. I'm a farmer. I decided to become a farmer. But in the front end, what we see is not what is background or what is in the back end. So in the back end, these people have different intention. But in the front end, these people are coming as deportees. So we need to be vigilant and we need to be careful. Musa Ali Kone said a sovereign state has every right to decide what is good for the well-being of the state. If this is the foreign policy of Burkina Faso, so be it. God bless Africa. Lupande Cornelius said the president's African continent goes to our young man in the uniform, Ibrahim Traoré. I think this is Nox Sandre. I think it is a way of provoking Mr. Traoré. How can they deport people to a country which they have no ties? This is very long. So those are views. Also, Ayatu Hamine was, I think he used the word or the name of the president of Iran, somebody Ayatu Hamine. Kasongo did not see this deal as an opportunity. Of course, this Kasongo, this is just people Africans are very charming. They sometimes they make joking. So Kasongo, I think they mean president, someone president, and I don't know. I will not mention him, but Kasongo is the nickname of one of the presidents in Africa. So that man has decided to use that word. Also, Brian Chewe said they may even bring spies disguised on the deported. So Africans have shown different opinions, and many of them are supporting rejection. Also, Pierre Silva, let us end with these two comments. A good one: Burkina Faso is a land of dignity, a destination, not a place of expansion. There you are. Thanks. Let us end with John. Alone, US needs to know that it's like other nations worldwide. So a lot of comments Africans have been shared. Also have here there's a good comment from TC Smith. Ghana accepted them, got their money from the US and sent them back to their own country within 30 days, and I'm not mad at them. Got those coins. So of course these are just, if you get these people, you get money. So I think that's why other countries have accepted. Our leaders have appetite to get money, and sometimes that's why sometimes we sabotage and betray our people. But all in all, let us support Burkina Faso. I want to tell the people of Africa, Burkina Faso has shown us the way. Let us join them. Let us be the people who stands together. Let us defend dignity and humanity. So, Abdullah, my dear lovely family, I'm waiting to hear from you. What is your perspective? What is your views on this matter? Share with us your opinions, your perspective. And if you're new in this platform, make sure that you like the video and you subscribe to join the big family of this platform, Make Africa Great. We are here to make Africa great. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa.